So welcome to this industrial automation workshop series. Today, I'm going to cover this workshop one related to PLC programming and simulation using CODESYS software. This is from ETM 3152 industrial automation module, uh, fifth semester module. Uh, so this workshop is designed to give the students a familiarization with the PLC programming and simulation software known as CODESYS. So this is a freely available open source software which is capable of PLC programming as well as HMI programming. So you can do both PLC and HMI programming. Before we starting with the software, so you can see here there's a task. So task one is a produce a program so that an output Y1 will be activated only if inputs A and B are both on. And output Y2 will be activated if one of the inputs or both are on. So you can directly see there are two inputs. So what are the inputs? Input A and input B. And we have two outputs, output Y1 and output Y2. So the logic is output Y1 will be activated only if both inputs are on, right? So it is simply, you can see it is something related to AND operation, right? So we have explained in our physical lecture series how to implement the AND gate using two contactors. Simply, so AND gate is performed, you can see like we have two contacts and the output coil. This is Y1, right? And this is our input A and this is our input B. So if both are on, then the output Y1 will be activated. The second one is if any input is on, then the output Y2 is activated. So simply this is a OR gate, right? So we can have A and B in parallel with this output Y2 coil, right? Very simple program. Just to demonstrate to you what are the capabilities of programming this using CODESYS. Right. Now we know the logic and we have sketched out this program and the solution. So now we need to verify and build it in CODESYS software. So the CODESYS is an open source software. I have given you the software. So either you can download it from their website, or else we have already given you the software. So you have to go to your computer and open this CODESYS icon. Then it will be referred to the software, right? So first instruction, open CODESYS software. So you will be directed to the software interface. So it should looks like this, right? This is your software interface. When you just open, it has these kind of features, right? Now we are moving to the step number 2. Create a new standard project and save it on the folder in your computer, like any file that you are working in a computer. So we have to create the file and then save it, right? So we have to open a new project and select it as a standard project, and you can name it as workshop 1 or any name, and save it someplace in your local computer, right? That is the step number 2. Let's see how we can do it. So we will go to the software and we open new project. So it will be directed to something like that. You have to select the standard project. By default, it is selected standard project, and you have to name it any name that you want to save in your computer. I will name it as workshop 1, right? And I will save it in my desktop. You can save it in anywhere in your computer. This PC. So I will create a new folder. So I have saved it in somewhere in my computer, right? So we have created the project file successfully. So if you have created your project file successfully, you will be then directed to something like this. This kind of pop-up window will come in, right? And by default, it will be something like structured text, but we are not developing a structured text program. So you have to select ladder diagram because this program is written from ladder diagram, right? Do not change the device. Just keep it as the default. Instead, change this to ladder diagram, right? Because we are writing a ladder diagram program. Then select OK. Then you will be directed to the project window. Now we have completed the section number 3. Select the ladder logic diagram and save it. Okay, then you will be directed to something like this. So we have to open the PLC programming window, right? That is step number 4. So once you are in here, you will see this kind of window. Right? And then you have to select this PLC programming. This is the ladder logic window that we are writing the code. Okay. Right. Now double click on this. Then you will be directed to this window. This is where you will write your program. So you can see this is our variable list, and this is the place or the ladder diagram that we have to work on. Right. Now you can see all the contacts and relays and coils on the functional blocks visible in here, right? So you have this coils, contacts, normally open contacts, normally closed contacts, timers and counters are all are available here. You can select them from here, or in the toolbox also you can have different functional blocks like AND gates, maths operations, timers, counters, and all the ladder elements like contacts, coils, right, are all available here. Or else you can have them here, or you can have them over here, or either you can use them from this window as well, right? There are 3 ways that you can insert any contacts or any related functional blocks. Now we need to create our ladder diagram. So what we can do is we have to create the contact A, right? So let's put the contact, normally open contact, and we will assign it to variable A. So how we can do it? We can just click on this network. This is network number 1 or the run 1. So we will just click this one, right? So that it will be put to this run. Now you can see like this question type mark. That is because this variable is not assigned to anything. So we have to assign it to a variable, right? This contact is not assigned to any variable. So we have to assign it to variable A. So we have to double click on this one, right? Then we will have this small square type button. So we will click this. No, we can type it like delete this and type A and enter. Then it will be referred to this window. So our variable name is A and the type is Boolean. Bool means Boolean because it can have either 1 or 0, right? So the variable name is A, type is Boolean, then press OK. Right. So we have successfully created contact A. Now, according to our ladder diagram, you can see here we need to have two contacts in series A and B, and the output is assigned to Y1. Right? This is the first logic. This is AND logic. When the both inputs are on, then the output Y1 will be activated. So we have to modify our ladder diagram to this one. So A and B, then output Y1, right? So you can click here, then insert contact, then it will be like this. And I will type B and asking whether it is Boolean. Yes. Then click here. Then I will assign it to a contact insert coil, right? Do not select any set coils or reset coils. Just insert coil. There aren't any symbols inside, right? This is simple coil. Right. Then the coil will be renamed as Y1 and the type is Boolean. So you know, like every rung, as I mentioned in my lectures, should be end with the coil or functional block. So this is a valid rung, right? So we have two inputs A and B connected in series, which creates an AND gate, and that is assigned to output Y1. Right, this is our first step. So this is the rung one, but we need to create more rungs in our ladder diagram, right? So how to then the next step is we have to insert another rung, right? So normally in this software, it is called a network. So we have to add a new network. So you can type insert network, right? Select insert network. So then now we can add another rung, or we can work on the next rung. So we, according to our logic, so we need to have A and B in parallel and then assign to Y2. So how to do that? So we need to create parallel contacts like that, A and B parallel with then assign to Y2. So what we can do is just same as the previous case, we put A and you don't need to create again and again because A variable is already assigned because you can see this is our variable is visible in here, right? A is a variable that is assigned to bool, B is a variable that is assigned to B, and Y1 is a variable that is assigned to boolean, right? And so let's put this contact first, then name it as Y2. And now how to create a parallel contact. So it is very much simple. You can see here, this is insert contact parallel below, right? You have to select this insert contact parallel below after selecting A. So then it will be uh, created as a parallel contact and I will type like this. So my network is completed now. So my fully ladder diagram is completed. So this is logic 1, A and B AND operation and A and B OR operation assigned to Y2. So my ladder diagram is completed, right? Like any software or any program that you're writing, you have to compile the code, right? Compile and see there are any compilation errors. So we are in step number 7. So we have to build and see whether there are any errors, right? So if there are any errors, it will be displayed on the bottom window. Otherwise, you are good to go, right? Here, there aren't any zero errors, zero ons, and zero messages. Let's see if there aren't any errors in our code. So we have to go to build. And now the later versions of this software does not have the build icon. Instead, it has the generate code, right? Shortcut key is F11. So you have to select generate code. So now it will compile the code. At the bottom, you can see here uh, the green icon. I have zero errors, zero warnings, and 5 messages that I can read out. This is nothing to deal with, right? So I have zero errors, then I know my program is all good. So I'm good to go. Right. Now, how can I do this code run, right? In that case, I need to create a visualization. So we are now in step number 9. So we have to create a visualization or the HMI, right? So you have to go to the application window and add object and add visualization, right? So I'm going to application, right click on this one, add object and visualization. Not the visualization manager, just the visualization. Open it and select this one, active, and add. So it will take little time to create that one. So we will have a visualization window popping up, right? This is your visualization. Now we can add lamps, switches, and all these things. What we can do is you can select all these HMI function blocks. Let's create push switch to variable A, right? I have drag and drop this from visualization, this push switch. Now, like this is a switch and we have to assign it to variable A because whenever we press this button, that will be linked to this variable A, right? So this visualization does not know what are the variable it is linked. So we have to assign the variable. So you can click on this, then it will show this kind of properties window. Here in the variable, you have to click this one and go to your application, PLC program, and this is variable A. So you need to assign it to variable A. So then this switch is activated with the variable A will be modified or activated any operation you do on this HMI, right? So I'm assigning A. Now, if you have multiple switches, it is a good practice that you will need to label them. Otherwise, the user will not know what are these switches stand for, right? So I will go to command control and select label and drag and drop over here. And I will type label A. So I know this push button is assigned to label A. So I'm going to reduce some white space. Otherwise, it will overlap with some other things. Now, similarly, you can go to lamps and switches and drag and drop uh, push button, and we need to create another push button for variable B. Instead of drag and dropping, I will just copy and paste this. So copy and paste, Control C, Control V. So that will be easy. But when you copy it, it is still assigned to the variable A. So you make sure you need change this to variable B, right? And I will copy this label and change it to variable B. When you're copying, just remember to change the variable. Otherwise, it will not perform your program as you expect. Right. So two inputs are completed and we have two outputs, Y1 and Y2. So let's assign them to a LAN, right? Y1 output assigned to one LAN. I will copy this one. And I will label them as Y1 and Y2. Right. And I will change this color as background color to green. You can change to any color, right? I'm selecting this as green. Let's keep this Y2 as red, right? We still did not have assigned any variable because this one has to assign to variable Y1. Okay, so we will pick this one, and here you can have the variable assignment, and I am assigned to variable Y1, and Y2 also assigned to variable Y2. Right. So I have created two inputs and two outputs and assigned them to the variables in the PLC program. So now my visualization is also completed. You can build it again and see if there are any errors. So if everything is okay, then we can run and see how our program works. So we have completed the steps 10 and 11, 12, 13. Now we are going to step 14, the simulation, right? So, like we are dealing with, we are not dealing with the physical PLC. Instead, we are using a simulation. So we have to go to online and select simulation. So you have to select the simulation. It will show here you are in simulation mode, right? Now then online log into your PLC. So the computer or the software now think there is a virtual PLC inside and it is trying to log into the virtual PLC. So you select the login. So this is a simulation. So it will ask this kind of, the application does not exist on a device. Do you want to create and proceed with the download? Select yes, because we are doing the simulation. Right. Now the visualization is there. So I will just float this window so I can see my visualization and the program in single window. But this is visualization is not appear because you need to run your code, right? Go to debug and start the program, right? Right. Now the user has some ability to control these inputs in the visualization. So let's see our first step. A and B both should be on to activate Y1. So if I press A, Y1 should not activate, but this is a parallel contact. So Y2 should be activated. let's press A. This is a push button, so I am clicking A. So like this push button is pressed, it is indicated like this, and now you can see this run A. So the power is coming to up to the B, but B is open. In that case, Y1 is not activated. And this is a parallel path. So in that case, if Y is pressed, so output Y2 is activated. Now, if I want to activate output Y1, so both inputs should be activated. So I need to click B. Then you can see Y1 also activated. So in your variable list also here, you can see what's going on with these variables. A is Boolean and now it is current state is true, right? So if I deactivate A, let's see what will happen. So I'm deactivate, turn off the switch A. So you can see variable A, the input A become false. In that case, Y1 is deactivated. But due to this parallel path, so the power comes from contact B and it is activating output Y2. So now my code is completed and I can simulate it. So I can, if you want to do any modification in the program, you can't do the modification while you are running the code. So you have to go to debug and stop. Then you have to go to online and log out. Now you will be directed back to your code. I will double click on this visualization here, then it will be redirected to the same place. Now you can do any modifications to your code and follow the same procedure. Build. You are still on the simulation, so you don't need to select simulation. Log in and go to debug and start. Then you can simulate the code again. Right. So that is the completion of this introductory session for this software package. And we will do more examples in our tutorial sessions. And I hope you have understood and studied how to use the CODESYS software to create simple ladder diagrams and HMI programming. So if you have any questions today's session, you can ask the questions. Then I will be help you to sort them out. Right. If you have any questions, you can type on the chat box. So we have one question, how to name the switches and lamps, right? So it is very simple. You have to go to command control and then select label and drag and drop the label and then type whatever the name you want, right? Y3. But the labels are not assigned to any variable, right? That is just for reference. You don't need to assign them to variables like variable, these inputs and outputs, right? These are inputs and these are outputs. They must be assigned to variable, but the labels are not assigned to any variable. They are just to give some reference to the user, because otherwise no one knows which is this, which push button stand for which variable. I hope that answered your question. Any other questions? Okay, seems like we don't have any other questions, so I will conclude this session for now. I will give you the recordings of this introductory session of this software, get use of this software package and upload to the LMS.